RSP contribution deadline for 2023 has passed, and now you need to start thinking about your taxes. From those working salary jobs to the self-employed, Everything Financial's Peter Sashecki joins us with the tax checklist you need to ensure you're getting the most from your tax return. Good morning. Good to see you. Okay, filing taxes. Is it too early to talk about filing? The sooner the better? Never too early, especially if they owe you money. You get that money in your bank account. Get it back in your bank account, pay debt, put it in your TFSA, whatever. April 30th is the deadline, but it's never too early to file if they owe you money.
How early can you do taxes? You have to get all the forms and whatnot.
You have to get all the receipts. So if you have a lot of money that's not in RSPs, like non-registered investments, you have to wait for T5s or T3s based on interest and dividends and capital gains. A lot of those you might not get till the end of March. So you'll kind of want to check with your investment company, your planner, your registered planner, portfolio company to see if you have all the receipts. Because if you miss them, you're going to get reassessed later on, and then you might owe part of that refund back. So I would not file until really the first week to second week of April, just to be safe, to make sure you have all those receipts.
I find that the most tedious part is trying to figure out, okay, what slips do I need? Where do I find them? Any donations that I made? There's a lot you have to think about.
There is. The checklist definitely helps.
Yeah, okay, so is there a penalty if you're late filing your tax return?
Not if they owe you money, other than you're missing out on your money. If you owe them money, yes, there's a penalty. A 5% penalty for filing late, and then 9% interest. That's the current rate anyways. Very steep. 9% interest on the amount owed.
Does
so don't file late.
Does the penalty go up the longer you wait to file it?
Well, it's a 5% penalty based on what you owe. It's the interest, the 9% on the amount owed that keeps accumulating.
That'll get you.
Yeah.
Okay, what about deductions? Do all deductions need a receipt, or can you go maybe on what you've spent or had in the years past?
No, there's a lot of deductions that don't need receipts unless they request them later. Like we've talked before about the mortgage deductible strategy on a line of credit on your house. You don't need a copy of the interest. You don't need a copy of the management fees from a portfolio management company, or auto receipts or medical receipts, or a lot of these things you don't need. Home office deduction expenses if you work from home. You don't need the receipts, but you better have them, and you better have the number right, because every once in a while they come asking, can you please provide us? Because they don't have them. They don't have any slip that shows them what you claimed. It's the honor system.
Do we know what percentage of the CRA will come back to, and what percentage of people that come back and audit tax returns?
No,
do we know?
It's a funny thing where every year it seems to be a different target. Like a few years ago, it was vacations, if you can write off vacations and things like that, or travel expenses. A few years ago before that, it was restaurants and promotional and things like that. Last year was auto, it seemed. It always seems to be a different hit list of what they're going to come after. But they will ask, and they have a right to ask if you're making up a number. And again, it's not what's really allowed, it's what you can prove. If you have the receipts, use them, back them up, provide them, be helpful, be courteous. They're just doing a job.
Right.
And you know what? What is it? You get a lot more flies with honey. So if you're nice, they will actually treat you well and be cooperative with you, give you time to gather that information. Just make sure you have it.
Okay, and finally, what if you have a salary job and a side hustle? Do you
a side hustle,
or if you're self-employed, do you have to do a bunch of different returns?
One return.
For each of them?
But you're allowed to wait till June 15th to do your return, because that's the rule for self-employed, even if it's only a very small percentage of your overall income. But if you owe money, you're still going to have to make sure that payment's done by April 30th, or you're going to pay the penalty.
That's important to know.
You bet.
Okay, happy filing, everyone. Thanks for that, Peter.
Thank you.